was when he was in the United Kingdom that he established Ovation International, which became a major celebrity publication, a major contribution to journalism, which even had a bilingual edition at that time and became a magazine of choice for many people. Apart from the magazine, he also had Ovation Carols. Ovation Carols also became Ovation Carols and Awards. And of course, you all know Bob D continues to write prolifically in the Nigerian media. While he was in exile, again, one of the gains of exile was that he was involved with Radio Freedom. Radio Freedom was a, anti-military channel that was established in the UK then by a number of Nigerians who wanted democracy. And it was Radio Freedom later became Radio Kudirat. And I think it was Sabitiyu Elenu Gbogboro, Saliu Elenu Gbogboro, on that Radio Freedom Radio Kudirat. And here we are today. He's not just a journalist or a philanthropist. He's also a traditional community leader. He's most recently, I was trying to remember that title. He was honored with the title of Akinrogun of Mogoland. He was also honored with the title Aretayeshi of Iwo Land. He is also Bashorun of Okela, Oromo, and he has a honorary doctorate in humane letters from the University, Pan-African University of Leadership in Accra, Ghana, in addition to many other honors. Well, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Chief Dele Momodu, Chairman, Publisher, Ovation International. May I invite him now to give his welcome remarks.
Thank you, Ruben. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to the inaugural Dele Momodu Leadership Lecture on the occasion of my 64th birthday. You may be wondering, why is he starting a lecture series? The reason is not far-fetched. The clock is ticking, and by the grace of God, on my next birthday, I will be 65, and will undoubtedly qualify to be an elder statesman. In my moment of soliloquy, I asked, what next? I'm sure I have written over 1,000 articles, spoken endlessly on radio and television, but not much has changed for my greatly endowed country, Nigeria, and its long-suffering people. My verdict was that criticism alone cannot do the job. I decided to use my God-given wealth of influence and confidence to reach out to our leaders, technocrats, and my fellow citizens in general. So the next phase of my struggle would be to encourage some dialogue and conversations. I'm someone who follows his thoughts with action. So I immediately came up with the idea of a national and international lecture. And this is the first of its series. So my first move was to think up a topic. That was quite easy. My country is riddled with all manner of debilitating challenges, of which we are all guilty in various degrees of culpability. Rather than continue to have the blame game, of which again we are all experts at, and we're also champions of complaining and lamenting like the biblical Jeremiah. So I decided to do something. Why can't we end this endless energy crisis? The most disturbing thing for a Nigerian, the most embarrassing, is this energy thing. It's as if it's rocket science. And we go to smaller countries and we enjoy this energy that we cannot have here. So I thought to myself, if I want to buy any product, all I need to do is pay and it will be delivered to me. So how come we pay for electricity and it cannot be delivered? I can see Prof looking at me. That is the challenge I'm throwing at you and our leaders seated here today. With all our humongous investments in electricity, they've all gone up practically in smoke. The more we paid, the less electricity we got. Since electricity affects all of us, we should gather in this room today and discuss solutions in a non-partisan atmosphere. You're welcome, Your Excellency, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the former governor of Kano State and former presidential candidate. Thank you so much for coming. So, as I told former Vice President Atiku Abubakar a few days ago, let it be said that I played my part very well. And that should be the mission of everyone in this room. Play your part very well. So after picking the topic, I had to find the lecturer who must be well grounded in the subject matter. I thought of no other than my dear brother, Professor Bartholomew Nnaji, who is seated here today. His intimidating resume speaks for itself. So I won't bore you with it because we'll be here all day if we were to look at it, but we will publish it later. So on 20th March 2014, I took a leap of faith and sent a message to him requesting for just 2 minutes, a 2-minute call. Pronto, he responded. And we spoke for exactly 2 minutes. His words were truly encouraging and inspiring. Dele, you are not just a consequential Nigerian, but a consequential African. I will not say no to your request, and he's here today. Please help me thank you. In the choice of today's chairman, I wasted no time in calling on the great African leader, the former president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, who in 18 months of one tenure, not second tenure, one tenure, he has one more to go. Hopefully, he will get it this year. I said, please, I want you to be the chairman. He told me, Dele, consider it done. He will be here any minute from now. He landed in Nigeria last night, having flown from London to Ghana 2 days ago, and had to travel out of Accra to come back to Accra and land in Lagos last night. So the rain, they are in the traffic, trying to navigate their way to NIA. So, of course, my brother, I call him Peter the Rock, former governor, Peter Obi. Anytime you call him, he's always as cool, as calm as the cucumber. So, my brother, Why not? This man, we met on a flight to London last year, and it was around the time of my birthday. So I told him, I said, my birthday is on Tuesday. He said, oh, he's going somewhere. I think he went to Italy or something. He said, but the day of your birthday is, I'm leaving on Virgin Atlantic in the night to Lagos. He said, so I will check in and come to your house. I was looking at the logistics. I said, no, it's not possible. You won't believe it. He showed up like an apparition in my house. So please help me give him a big round of applause. So I called, I have a young friend. He is my button to Senator Alhaji Raju Kwankwaso, and that's Mubarak. Where is Mubarak? That's my best friend. So anytime I want to reach his dad, I just call Mubarak. He say, give me some time, I'll come back to you. And I called Mubarak. And then maybe around midnight, Alhaji walks late to deny it. I don't know how he does it, but he is such a brilliant gentleman. So Mubarak called me and said, hold on for daddy. So I told daddy, I said, please, I want you to come to Lagos. I know how far Lagos is from Abuja. And these days, for people who don't have too much, flying can be very difficult. And he said, no, Dele, I will honor you. You won't believe it. Till Mubarak called me again a few nights ago, I was still doubting that maybe they will call me. In fact, when I saw his call, I thought he was going to say, oh, sorry, daddy cannot make it. Daddy is here. Please. He is one of the most powerful, one of the most dogged politicians in Nigeria. And I'm sure he's following in the robust tradition of Kano politics. The Malam Aminu Kanos, the Abubakar, and I'm happy that we still have people like you in our political system. May Allah continue to bless you, sir. So the next thing, I wanted a venue. You would have expected that maybe we go to a course and all that, but how do you listen to a good lecture in a too comfortable environment? So I said, no. I wanted a serious environment where everybody, oh, please help me welcome the former president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, please. Thank you, sir. I knew the rain did you some and home to robust ideas. I knew its auditorium was not in top shape, but this would be an opportunity to address the ugly attitude of ignoring our age-old institutions by making my own contribution. So, as a man of modest income, you must have read my letter. I'm proud to say I'm a man of modest income. I offered to buy 2 new air conditioners. You can see one there, you can see one here. Otherwise, we'll be sweating by now. I decided to change the red carpet, so you can see it looks new. That is what my modest income can afford. So, just like I did in my own village, you see, I realized that we all want to live comfortably within our homes without taking care of our environment. So in my village, in Ieve, in Owan East local government of Edo State, I had to tar the road to my village, to my home in the village. You won't believe it. Because otherwise, all of us will buy navigators and be navigating through undulating roads. So that is what we did. Then beyond these cosmetic arrangements, there was something more important to me. In 1994, on this very podium, this was where Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, my adopted father, attended his last corporate event, which was hosted by Unduka Obagbena. So for me, it brings back those memories. And I'm happy to announce that I have in this audience his daughter, who happens to be one of my biggest fans. I don't know what I have done to deserve it, but I have to do. Abiola, please stand up. Tundu Abiola, is a television celebrity, extremely brilliant like his dad. And then I have a young friend who had to skip school today just to be with me. I didn't know until his mom told me, and that's Abiola's grandchild, Tarek. Please stand up for recognition. You don't know how you affect people when you do things. So he insisted he must come with the mom, and they are here today. That's how I operate. If I believe in you, it doesn't matter. I will follow you to the depth of the ocean. President Mahama knows that. There is nothing they've not done to separate us. I said, we can't do that. So, he's not here, but he's on his way. I can never thank enough our chief host, who is my Egbon by 3 days. But in our culture, 3 days makes you a permanent older person. And that is His Excellency, Governor Ademola Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke, the governor of Oyo State, Osun State. You'll be joining us in a minute. Then, I needed a brain box. A brain box. I consult him. People think you can do things alone. No matter how brilliant you are, you must seek help. The brain box is sitting right here, Mr. Leke Holder. Please stand up. This is the biggest in branding in Nigeria, if not Africa. And this man, I'm sure he doesn't mind, was battling with cancer and battling with other ailments. And he insisted we must have a session about this. All this branding you are seeing, he did gratis. Please help me thank him. He is such a man of courage. I call him Professor Socrates. So whenever I need something creative, I run to Professor Socrates. So I'm not advertising, but I am promoting that whenever you need to do something serious, please talk to this genius. I can go on and on and on, but I don't want to take so much of your time because the lecturer is ready. And yes, the lecturer is ready, and we have to, the show must go on. In all of this, what I want us to learn is that when you are committed to a struggle, you should not look back. Your family will bear the brunt, and even the scars of it. I'm hardly at home. My first son, Olupekon, flew in this morning, and he has to return tomorrow to his work in London. He just came in this morning, and I want to thank him, thank his brother, Anytime Yoli, Eniafelamo, and above all, Chief Mrs. Mubolaji Abiodun Arike Momodu Omarowo Shugbo Oberiri Obesokoto Berry. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Doctor, over to you.
Well, trust Bob D to end that on a romantic note. I'm sure we're all learning from him. Well, very quickly, as he was speaking, we had arriving Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso, presidential candidate of the NMPP in the 2023 general elections and former governor of Kano State. Your Excellency, you're welcome, sir. And then also the chairman of this occasion arrived. But before I introduce the chairman, trying to give him a little time to catch his breath because he just joined us. But I also like to remark on the point Bob D was making about being very modest. Well, when I was introducing Bob D earlier on, I forgot to add the fact that he's a politician. In 2011, we will all recall that he tried to run for the presidency of Nigeria on the platform of the Labour Party. Now, that didn't work. He eventually ran on the platform of the National Conscience Party. We know the story of how that went. And then subsequently in 2022, he also showed interest in the presidency of Nigeria, but he ended up being one of the managers, media managers of the People's Democratic Party. And I've seen quite a number of persons from the People's Democratic Party here, including Etauso, who must have worked with Bob D at that time. Then, of course, a few more introductions. Senator Lubi Fadeyi is here. Yeye Adenike Shobaju is here. Ibrahima Fogzi, I saw him coming in earlier on. We also have here Erilu Olajumoke Fadeyi. We have Agbaoye Kola Karim. We have Mr. Shegun Ogunsoya, GMD, Airtel Africa. And then we have Dr. Stephen Akintayo. We have Gbadebo Roots-Bible. Gbadebo Roots-Bible was the gubernatorial candidate of the Labour Party in Lagos State during the 2023 general elections. Mr. Ralph Limon, thank you for joining us. Dr. Bobby Moreau, Council, South African Embassy, thank you. Ketura King, I see you. Thank you for coming. Right, okay. And then very quickly, I'm now going to invite the chairman of this occasion to give his opening remarks before we go to the main lecture. Much later, the introductions will continue. Well, we're very privileged to have President John Dramani Mahama, one of those African leaders who have practically done everything. He started his political career as a member of parliament, representing is a Boli Bomboy constituency from the Upper Volta region. And then he later went on to become a deputy minister and later substantive minister of communications. So look at it, MP, member of parliament, deputy minister, later became vice president. And when we had that unfortunate incident of the death of President John Atta Mills, he assumed office, and that was in 2012, July 2012. And he was president of Ghana from 2012 to 2017. Can we have a round of applause for him? Now, at the moment, President Mahama is the presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress in the forthcoming 2024 general elections. During the primaries, he won the selection process, the voting process, by over 99% of the votes, which shows his popularity. Now, President Mahama is also an author of My First Coup d'Etat, which is a book I recommend, to you all, very well written. And nobody should be surprised because he's also a writer. He used to run a column in one of the newspapers in Ghana titled Mahama's Hammer. Well, no innuendo intended. But in addition to this, he has also served Africa, particularly in various capacities. He's been chairman of the ECOWAS, the regional body. He has led missions to elections, and he was the first Ghanaian president who became president who was born after Ghanaian independence. And then, of course, he continues to be honored all over the world, and he has very strong connections with Nigeria. He was given a honorary doctorate degree, for example, by Ekiti State University. The Faculty of Management Sciences of that Ekiti State University is also named after him.